Hello and welcome to Stadio Nacional, where Ireland have just recorded their biggest win in their history over Portugal. 106 points to 7, an absolutely remarkable scoreline at the end of a pretty humbling day for the Tier 2 nation. Let's start with the positives. What a performance from what was a largely young Ireland team. 16 tries in total, 8 in each half. They were utterly relentless in terms of everything that they did. They were getting over the gain line with such ease that at times it felt like Ireland were an overage team rocking into play in a minis blitz. Such was the difference in power, the difference in fitness, the difference in skill. I don't think any of that is a surprise really. Certainly the winning margin might come as a bit of a shock, but it was a very tough day for Portugal. As much as look, we're here and we're covering it from an Irish point of view, this kind of victory does nothing for the sport in terms of trying to develop it in a country that is obviously football mad. You look at how well Portugal played at the 23 World Cup. They've kind of struggled since then, and it was compounded really. It's the only game that they've played this summer, and to concede 16 tries against, let's not forget, an Ireland team that are missing 17 Lions players, pretty much all of their coaching staff. Look, no one was expecting Portugal to pull off what would have been one of the biggest upsets rugby has ever seen, but even still, the manner of the defeat was really, really sobering. And while, look, we'll get into the next couple of days, we'll analyse it from an Irish point of view, I think it's important to point out that this is really not what we want to see in terms of trying to grow the game for weaker Tier 2 nations. Ireland had star performers all over the pitch. They had 3 debutants in Shane Bolton, who scored 2 tries. He was outstanding. We mentioned it across the course of the week that the Ireland coaches have been really keen to have a look at the Connacht winger, whose pace and power is exceptional. And look, you have to take it with a pinch of salt in terms of the level of opposition that he was up against, the standard of the defending, but he looks like a guy that we're going to see a lot of in an Ireland jersey over the next few years. Bolton's Connacht's teammate Hugh Gavin also marked his debut with 2 first half tries. Gavin was outstanding, playing out of position for most of the game in 13. I think his long-term position will probably be 12, but he was excellent alongside Stuart McCloskey. Gavin got his chance, of course, because Jamie Osborne was a late call-up to the Lions squad a couple of days ago. Alex Kendellen was the third debutant in the Munster Open side, marked his debut with a try as well. So brilliant day for those 3 players, their families. They're all down there celebrating just behind me at the moment. There was a good crowd here, but have to be honest, the occasion was pretty subdued. You had the farcical nature of the TMO's technology failing in the first half, which meant that the referee wasn't able to consult his video ref. Look, it didn't really make a difference in the end, but really not what you want to see. This was a test match in all but name. Like I said, a really difficult day for Portugal. But look, ultimately Ireland finished their summer tour. It's been a positive summer tour. Obviously, 2 big wins. I think when Andy Farrell and his assistant coaches come back from the Lions for the opening game of the November series against New Zealand in Chicago, they will definitely, I think, put a lot more focus and attention on the game last week against Georgia. But that's not to take anything away from what was a ruthlessly clinical performance. Like I said, a record-setting day. We're going to go down now and speak to some of the players and the coaches to get their take on it. For now, Ireland's season is done and dusted. It's all eyes on the Lions tour for the next couple of weeks when the seemingly never-ending rugby season finally comes to a conclusion. But for Ireland, they're headed back to Dublin after the game tomorrow. And yeah, it's all steam ahead for a well-earned break for a lot of these guys.